There I am. I forgot to add myself to stream. Hey, how's it going? I'm Charlie. Thanks for tuning in to Christmas on Crestline. It's that time of the year where we celebrate everything that is Christmas for the kind of the annual kickoff to time to do something with your Christmas light show. But we like to call it the Christmas in July Extravaganza. So welcome back. It's my first live in a while. I appreciate everybody who's already in here. We got Steve of Wonderland of Temuco Lane Holiday Light Show. Steve does a pixel show. We got, or where's he at? There we go. Boom. I forgot I could do that. Boom. We got Reese from Lights and Lights, who was part of, I believe they were both part of our annual contest last year. We got the BB family who said, hey, it's time to kick off, get off your butts and doing stuff. We got the Italian Stallion, the Giamato, the inaugural champion of our Christmas in July, of our Christmas contest. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? Love the intro. Appreciate that. We kicked that off last year. Oh, Reynolds back. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you back again this year. Hello, Charlie Christmas. Hey there. Scott. We're going to talk about Scott. Scott doesn't know we're going to talk about Scott, but you know what? We're going to talk about Scott later. Mr. Scott Dries is in the house. So appreciate everybody tuning in. We got Wallace. Hey, Christmas Life family. Wallace Wimmer. I think Wallace, I think you're first time. I haven't seen you in our live chats before. And then Janice. Janice is here. Hello, Janice. I believe Janice is part of the Yarn Tuber community, which we're going to talk about later as well. And then Aaron's coming in. Hello, everyone. Hey, Aaron. Good to see you in here. So what are we doing today, guys? What are we doing today? Well, we're going to talk about several things. This could take an hour. This could take 30 minutes. I'm usually pretty good about keeping an hour. Can everybody hear me? I assume everybody can see me, but can everybody hear me okay? I assume you can. But we're going to talk about our sponsors this year. We're going to talk about our live guests that we're going to have in the Christmas in July extravaganza over the next 31 days. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about the schedule, what's going on every week. So if you guys are new to my Christmas in July extravaganza, I do a live pretty much every Monday. There's been a few exceptions over the past few, but where I have vacation or something scheduled and I can't do a Monday. But every Monday live in the month of January, I'll come on and I'll talk about that week's schedule and I'll talk about what we're giving away. We're going to set a record this year for the stuff we're giving away. We are sponsored this year by not one, not two, not three, but 4 different companies giving away several thousands of dollars worth of items. Going to be fun and neat. Charlie, it's been 3 years. I've been with you. I love this channel and your other channel, and you're very smart and informed. I appreciate that about you. And no, I didn't even have to pay her to say that. How awesome is that? So, yeah, it's been 3 years since we've done the Christmas in July fairies. And if you guys don't know, let's talk about that real quick. Talk about some giveaways. If you guys don't know, if you guys are new to the channel or you're new to whatever, 4 years ago, I started my Christmas in July extravaganza. And 3 years ago, I was noticing a bunch of people subscribing to the channel that weren't in my normal, YouTube gives us analytics. They weren't in my normal genre of subscribers. And I started digging into it. And I've told this story before. And I found out people were Googling or looking, YouTubing, if that's the word, putting in the search engine Christmas in July. And they were coming up with me, but they're trying to get to the Christmas in July Fairies contest, which is a collaborative effort of a bunch of different YouTubers. We come together and we just celebrate you, the viewer. And we, every channel does a little video, and all you have to do to enter is simply comment in that channel. You can go to my channel, Christmas on Crestline's page, and you can look for the Christmas in July Fairies video. Just put a comment in there, and that enters you. And then on July 12th, I'll come back and I'll pick my winner. And my winner is the winner of my channel. You're going to get a smart sound machine. Well, I'll show you here in a little bit. I have them in the studio today, and I'll show you a little deal on them. And then you're going to move on to the grand prize. And if you get chosen again, you get something from every participating channel. So the first year, there's like 100 channels or 70 channels. I don't know how many there were, but it was just inundated with the grand prize winner and just getting stuff all the time. So that's the first giveaway. And that's kind of kicks off the annual summer series. So yeah, it's see, actually I got one right here. Got a hot moon. But yeah, you can, this is a sound machine by one of our sponsors, Hot Moon came on as a sponsor this year and is giving away 10 different sleep machines, which we will give over the course of a month. We're giving away outdoor light strips. We're just amazing. I love everything about smart lighting. So yeah, smart lighting where you can just tell, Alexa, or we'll have one that's going to come out this month where you can talk to Siri. It's very rare to have a smart light that can talk to Siri for whatever reason. It's Google Assistant or it's Alexa. So we have sponsors coming on. But yeah, enter that video, the Christmas in July Fairies video. And in my video's description, there's a link to the playlist. And the playlist has everybody who's participating in there. And just leave a comment. Some of them have, hey, you got to say orange, or you got to tell me your favorite Christmas memory. Some have stipulations. I don't on mine, just because I want people to hurry up, enter mine, and get to the next one. I don't want to, take too much time from everybody. Let's see here. So yeah, sponsors. What's Janice? I'm reading down in the comments. I won't post that up because it seems rather personal, but dang, I'm sorry for your loss. That's unfortunate. We've dealt that with in my family of late. So yeah, that's no good. So you really need some Christmas time in you. So let's see so our 4 sponsors are Hot Moon, which we just talked about, Nova Stella, which I'm excited about, You Stellar, which I'm excited about, and then David from Learn Christmas Lighting. David is going to be one of our live guests. And one thing everybody's curious about every year is who are our live guests going to be? Well, I'm very happy to announce we have 3 who have confirmed, and we have 3 big ones. We have David from Learn Christmas Lighting. So in the Christmas tuber community, there are very few of us who do continuous content. David is leading the charge in the pixel light community, and for the AC light community, it's kind of just me. I wish there were more, but there's not, and that's fine. But David he's A to Z. If you want to know how to pixel light, there we go. And David will be giving away a membership to his Learn Christmas Lighting Academy. So that will be awesome. Last year, our Patreon supporter Braden won it. Braden Stewart won that. And this year it's going to be, I saw that froze, Giatano. I switched over to look at my Google Calendar and it froze on me. I don't know if that's user error on my part or what. That's what live shows are about, silliness, right? So David will be here on the 22nd. I'm not going to try that again. I'll just go to my phone and look at my calendar because I don't want that to freeze again. So look at my calendar on my phone here right quick. Let's see here. Same to you, Janice. Same to you. That's one thing I love about the Christmas in July Fairies thing every year. It's a giant, hey, I haven't seen you. It's like going to summer camp. It truly is. That's what it feels like to me. I grew up going to summer camp every single summer. I went to summer camp from probably kindergarten, first grade up until freshman year, eighth grade year. So I was always at summer camp every year. And it was 2 weeks of just fun activities. And you only saw those people at summer camp. So to me, that's kind of a summer camp-ish thing. Let's see here. Where's my calendar at? Go to calendar. Do I have a calendar on here? I don't have a calendar on here. That's stupid. How does Google not have a calendar on a phone? I don't know. So Scotty's crawling around my sprayer, greasing it, but I'm listening. I appreciate that about you, Scott. Scott's over there doing some work. Scott is a farmer doing farmer things right now. Darren freaking Ensign is in the house. Good afternoon, Mr. Worldwide. It's great to see you on a live video. Great work. You're amazing. Thank you. No, Darren, you're amazing. For those that don't know, Darren Ensign is a fellow that powers our show every year. And yes, I said power. If you have not watched any of my behind the scenes of a Christmas light show videos, and I think I've done them for the last 4 or 5 years in a row, but Darren supplies us with power, and my light show has as much power, not a joke, not exaggerating, as my entire house. Why, you say? Because I can, and because Darren is nice enough to come over and wires. In fact, Darren, wired this set that we're at right now. This is actually the set for my other show, but Darren actually wired this. Darren is, well, I don't know if godsend's the right word. Is that sacrilegious to say godsend? I don't know, but Darren is freaking awesome. Darren is awesome. Anyone putting up 4th of July lights display? Yeah, I'm doing a 4th of July light display, but and I'm going to have some reviews come out, some product reviews this month. I'm going to have a lot of product reviews this month, actually. And one of them I am thrilled to say is the first smart light I've ever seen. That its app comes with a 4th of July display, a Halloween display, and a Thanksgiving display. I mean, who even thinks to put Thanksgiving in there? I mean, what colors are Thanksgiving? Well, as it turns out, it's orange, brown, and yellow. So, but yeah, I can just go to this app and I can say, boom, 4th of July, boom, Thanksgiving, boom, Halloween. Actually, on that one, I didn't really like the Halloween one because it's kind of strobing red lights, but that's all right. Kind of, if I guess it goes with music, it's all right. So, yes, godsend. Yes, godsend. Indeed. Darren is indeed a godsend. So next week, I know that we're going to do a live next Monday. And next Monday is when we're going to start the giant giveaway. We'll talk about that real quick. Then we'll get back to the schedule. Because while you're watching that, I can look at the schedule. So what I'm going to show you real quick, I'm going to show you two 2-minute videos. Now, the first one is going to be about what Nova Stella is giving away. Nova Stella is going to give their Aurora Lux floodlight out. It is a $100 value. We're giving away 10 of those. And the Aurora floodlight, you'll see here in this clip I'm going to do. It's just a snippet, 2-minute snippet of an old review I did on it. It is one of my favorite floodlights because it was the first floodlight that comes with the pixels on it. You can manipulate pixels itself within a floodlight. So that's neat. And then the second video is going to be about this Hot Moon sound machine. Now, when I listen to it without my headphones, I can hear the sounds just fine. When I listen to it with the headphones in StreamYard, which is what I'm broadcasting on right now, I can't hear the sound effects. So I don't know about that. For some reason, you can't hear the sound effects. I didn't post that video on YouTube, but maybe I can. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it later as an extra video for 4th of July or for Christmas and July extravaganza. So real quick, I'm going to play you two 2-minute videos about the products we're going to give away, about 2 of the 3 products we're going to give away. So you can kind of see why I'm excited about what's going on. So real quick, let's do those videos. First up is the Aurora Lux by Nova Stella. Simultaneously present multiple colors to one floodlight. Now this produces a color shift, an overlay, a glitch effect, a bunch of new effects that the app will allow you to do, in addition to how they have changed this bad boy here. And it was invented by Nova Stella. This has not happened to any other floodlight. A lot of the RGB floodlights, they're pretty much the same one to the other. There's some different quality issues, but what they do, one company to another, really kind of similar. This is not. This is dang unique. Especially when combined with the way they've redone their app, you can get multiple colors presented simultaneously on the Aurora Lux. This is a smart floodlight. You can control this with Google Assistant or with Alexa. You can see the volume control right there. One of the best things about this app is that you can mix your own sounds and set your own schedule. I'm gonna click on more to the right of the sounds, and you can pick on any of these that you want. There's a ton and a ton and a ton to go through. But go down to the DIY mix at the bottom, click on the 3 lines, and I have selected creaking snow, heavy rain, and fierce wind. I'll show you what all 3 sound like one at a time. Creaking snow is somebody just walking through the snow. Then you have a heavy rain, which sounds like heavy rain. And you have fierce wind. So you can take any 3 you want and make it your own mixture of sounds. Okay, let's try a thunderstorm with, how about some rain. We'll do some light rain in the forest. And let's add some sort of melody. How about we add a moon? go here. We can just adjust this to make our own sound. How awesome is that? That's so cool. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys were able to hear those sound effects or not. On my end, I was not able to. I don't know if that's a StreamYard issue or what that issue is. But yeah, so those are the 2 of the 3 products I'm going to be giving away. Stellar is going to give away. Wonder if I could. No, I was going to share my screen, but dang it, screwed up last time I did that, so maybe I won't. But I'll have that. Maybe I'll have that show that on my next live. But they're an outdoor strip light. They're a smart light. You can say, hey, you can tell your Alexa, tell your Google Assistant, say, hey, be blue, be green, and different color patterns. And I created a video for that to show you guys today. And I showed that to Stellar, and I said, hey, don't show that because you're talking about color washing and it doesn't color wash. I'm like, oh, I'm glad that you said that because I thought that it did color wash. Check my messages here, make sure. Oh, my wife is wanting to know about my dryer. Dryer went out on us, so I was fixing the dryer before the show. She goes, hey, did you get it fixed? Nope, not yet. That's for future, Charlie, to worry about. So the light from Stellar is an outdoor rated strip light. There's no adhesive. I did a video of a different product by Nova Stella, who's another one of our sponsors, where that does color washing, where you can you put these lights on your house and it changes the color of your house. It's cool. So yeah, I'm going to be giving away those 3 things. And then David, our 4th sponsor from Learn Christmas Lighting, will be giving away the membership to his academy. But the Hot Moon sound machine, the Aurora Lux floodlight, and the Stellar outdoor rated strip lights, giving away 30 of those. So 30 of those. So every time I do a live that's not an interview, I will be giving products away. So probably most of the videos, most of the time spent on Mondays, other than just catching up and giving that week's schedule, is going to be basically giving stuff away. And how I give stuff away on my channel that I started, I believe, last year is random comment picker. So I'll say, not today, so don't do it now, but I'll say, hey, put in #5 into the comments. And then at the end, and I'll say, okay, let's do a giveaway. And I'll say, hey, randomize and pick who said #5. And it'll come up with Darren Ensign one, or it'll come up with Claptrap. Hello from UK, looking forward to seeing your light display. It can say, hey, Claptrap just won. So the only stipulation to these giveaways is they only ship in the US. So Claytrap, I apologize. You wouldn't be eligible for that. I apologize. Now that I forgot that was a stipulation. These are only in the UK or only in the USA that I have. Now I do have the Hot Moons here in stock, but just stipulations from the different manufacturers. That was the rule in order to sponsor the show. That's what they had to put on us. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Hey, I appreciate it. The reason why I love that I have sponsorships, and I believe it was Rob, but he goes by KU Rob, I think, on our Discord channel, because we're on Discord chatting all the time. He said, hey, maybe charge people to do your giveaways this year, because every year I spend about $600 to $1,000 on giveaways. I'm like, I got to stop doing that. And so I love that we were sponsored this year and that they're paying for shipping and everything. So thank you so much to our sponsors this year. Oh, Bill Parrish is in the house. Bill Parrish, speaking of Patreon folk, Bill Parrish is in here. One of our very first ever Patreon supporters. He's an old school OG like me. And speaking of Patreon, two different portions of the giveaway. The last live of the month. And I started this last year. The last live of the month, I'm going to be doing a gift pack. So everything, you get a Hot Moon, you get an Aurora Lux, you get a strip light, a prize package with other stuff in there, including merch from the show. And on that last giveaway, that will be a $5 entry. So you got to do a $5 super chat to be a part of that, because that's going to be a $400, $500, $600 prize that somebody's going to win. In addition to that, just for my Patreon supporters, they will draw a few names, and right now it's at 5. Unless somebody backs out, one of the supporters backs out. But right now we're setting it at 5 different giveaways we're going to do just for Patreon supporters, just to reward them for their awesomeness. So I think we have 24 Patreon supporters right now. So if you're interested in that, join us on Patreon. I appreciate it if you do. You can go to patreon.com/Christmas on Crestline and support the show. So we talked about our fairies. We talked about the sponsors, and I've shown you the videos. Now it's time to talk about the schedule. So next week's going to be a little bit of a unique schedule. This Saturday, we're going to start out with, because it's July 1st, this Saturday's video is going to be about FM transmitters. If you do a computerized Christmas light show, you have to have an FM transmitter. Now, for years, not to trash, but to be honest, we used the FM whole house transmitter. We had the 1.0 version. We had the first version. And for some reason, you can only get the 1.0 or 3.0 online. I don't know if they just skipped the 3 for a marketing ploy or what. There is no such thing as a 2.0 that I can find. So last year, our one I froze again. That was stupid. I'm not quite sure when I started freezing. You know what? I'm even hardwired into the Wi-Fi, so that sucks. That I'm hardwired into the Wi-Fi and I'm still freezing. So where was I at? So yeah, last year. Yep, I should be back now. Now I'm good, I think. So last year, the FM transmitter went out the first or the week of Thanksgiving, which is when we do our show. So I had to hustle up, but I had to pay for expedient shipping, and I had to order 2 different transmitters, and whoever got here first was going to be my transmitter. And the transmitter we went with, oh my goodness, it is like a champion. Now, I'm not saying we may or may probably not. I'm not saying whether or not we had a booster on a prior transmission show, which I don't know if that's legal or not. And I don't even know if we had one or not. But what I am going to tell you is that the one we have now doesn't need a booster. It lasts blocks and blocks and blocks. So what I do this Saturday, you'll see the transmitter that I use. And you'll see, you'll go in the car with me and you'll take a ride in my neighborhood and you'll see what going 6 blocks away sounds. I apologize, guys. I'm hardwired in. I promise I'm hardwired in. Let me check my internet connection here. I'm hardwired in and it's still doing that. So I apologize, guys. That sucks. Let me see if I can just go ahead and switch. We're going to switch to a new thing. I'm hardwired in, and that should be good there. So sorry about that. Should be good. I just switched my internet connection from hardwired to Wi-Fi, but anyway. So you're going to see that on Saturday. And then on Monday, we'll come back. We'll do a live. So that we're talking what, July 3rd, I believe. Yeah, July 3rd is Monday. Let me go down here. July 3rd is the Monday. July 3rd, we'll do a live, and we're going to give stuff away. We're going to give a bunch of stuff away through random comment picker. So make sure you're here for that. And then Wednesday, I will probably do another live simply because I think I'm going to take that day off of work. So I'll probably do a live. Otherwise, I have scheduled a CRI index video. I may just do that instead and do that as planned. Now, one thing I'm gonna do a few videos on. Excuse me, a few videos on is when you buy a bulb. And I don't have a bulb down here with me. When you buy a bulb now, they have an ingredients type of thing. Like if you can go to the store and you buy cereal or buy bread, anything has that ingredients package on the back. Like, hey, how many calories does this have? How much sodium? How much cholesterol? Well, light bulbs have the same thing, but nobody knows what they mean. So last year I did a video called Kelvins, Lumens, and something else explained. And it's basically talking to folks about Kelvins. And I've had 100 people reach out and say, hey, I'm a science teacher in Florida, and you explain this awesomely, and I use this in my class. Every science class I teach, when we talk about this stuff, they watch your YouTube video. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Thank you so much. That's freaking awesome. So one thing I'm going to do this year is I'm going to concentrate a lot on stuff that's on the back and what are kind of the basic things. So Wednesday has a CRI, which is a color rendering index, and it's all kind of what does it look like according to sunlight, which a lot of folks don't know. That's something you should pay attention to. So we're going to do that. And then Saturday, I have, what's my video for Saturday? I've already forgot. Oh, I'm not doing a video Saturday. Something new, different. We're going to talk about Amazon. So I got, what's the word? Headhunted. I don't know. I got invited by Amazon to do videos for them. So I've been doing a bunch of videos for Amazon, and Amazon, was it 7th? The 7th is Prime Day. So what I'll probably do is just because it's fun and it's different, I like to keep things fresh on here, is I'll probably string together a bunch of videos I have from Amazon and just play that. It's Prime Day. Doesn't make me any money or anything. It just shows you, hey, here are things that are kind of neat that are light related that you might be interested in. And if you aren't good at Prime, I get no money out of that, nothing whatsoever. It's just, hey, it's Prime Day, something fun, something we've never done before, but maybe something we should jump on. And that's what next week looks like. So if you like getting stuff for free, if you like getting lighting stuff for free, we'll see you We'll see you Monday. Come Monday. If you're interested in FM transmitters, come back Saturday. If you're interested in stuff on the back of a light box, which believe it or not, you actually should be, because it's when I was growing up, I'm in my 40s. You can guess what end. And when I was growing up and mom sent you to the store, like, hey, we need a light bulb for the living room. So you're going to get a 60-watt bulb because that's the kind of brightness you want. Like, hey, I need something for the laundry room. Well, mom likes it bright in the laundry room, so we need to get a 100-watt bulb. So watts used to be what it was about, and it's no longer what it's about. Now it's about kelvins, it's about lumens, it's about CRI, it's about a bunch of different stuff. So mostly lumens for brightness, but yeah, that kind of stuff. Great Christmas light fight. That's a bunch of people are always interested in. Great Christmas light fight. They are confirmed, and they are coming on the show this July, and they have confirmed they will be here at July 10th. July 10th, mark that in your calendars. Christmas, the Great Christmas Light Fight, the famed TV show from ABC, will be here live for you to ask questions about. We had Felicia White, the executive producer, and one of the founding gurus. She's been there since day 2, I think, if memory serves. She will be here for a live interview for you to ask your questions to her. We had some great questions last year. We're going to have even more this year. I'm certain of it. But July 10th, Monday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, which I believe is noon Central time. She'll be here answering questions. Again, that's very generous of her time. Our third guest that we have confirmed this year. Let's see. Let's go to the calendar. And he's a new guy I've never had on the show. And he has confirmed for Monday, the 24th of July. So the day before Christmas in July 25th, right? So July 24th, Jordan from Crew Elite will be here on the show answering your questions. Jordan is a YouTuber who specializes in lighting. He specializes in lighting reviews. He's seen every gadget out there. He knows about every gadget out there, and he's going to come on and we're going to talk about, hey, what lights do you recommend? He's a light aficionado. So if you can check him out on YouTube. It's Crew Elite. There's actually a lot of channels named Crew Elite. So his is one word, CREWELITE, Crew Elite. And he has a ton of reviews on there, and you can check him out on there. He'll be here as our third guest. We had a fourth guest who has backed out, and that is fine. They had a scheduling conflict. So I have feelers out to 2 different people, and if both accept, then we'll have both on. But we've reached out to some others. I had one who didn't come on, and then on our Discord channel, I said, hey, I need some suggestions. Who would you like to have on? Same we did with Patreon. Said, hey, who would you like to have on? And Josh, who was in the chat earlier, had a good suggestion on our Patreon side of things. Cameron, congrats on getting the Light Fight visit. Yes, they are great friends of the show. I reached out to Felicia, and she said, how'd you get my personal email? I'm like, I didn't know it was your personal email. I just Googled you, and this is the email that came up. She goes, oh, I'll fix that. So, yeah, very generous with her time. She is filming. Man, my Wi-Fi sucks, guys. I promise I am on hardwired. Anyway, so we'll put this a little shorter than what we normally go, since I keep dropping this time. We've been live for 30 minutes. So anyway, those are the dates of the live guests we have on now. Product reviews, we've already talked about. Transmitter, we've already talked about. Great Christmas Light Fight, Amazon schedule. 4 sponsors, show the videos. Fairies, enter the fairies contest if you're getting here late. The Christmas in July Fairies is going on right now. That is a collaborative effort from a bunch of different YouTubers from a bunch of different genres that's going on, and it's free to enter, just like for me. And so, yeah, it's fun times. Who here? I am curious, and I know Steve. I think Steve's already started. Who here has already started their light show? I need to reach out to Braden Stewart, who's a Patreon member. He is at the level where he gets to pick one of the songs I programmed this year. And then we have what's her handle? Old Swifty. She's a Taylor Swift fan. She's also she'll sponsor a Taylor Swift song as part of the show this year. My biggest dilemma is my red maple, which is in almost every one of my videos, my outdoor videos. It died. It is dead. Which is the benefit of that is I can hang lights on it really quickly this year rather than waiting till November. I can hang them in September. The problem with that is we had a tour bus hit had a few branches last year. This year, if that happens, I don't think the lights will stay up. My wife wants it down now. I don't have time, even though it's July. I do not have time to reprogram 40 different songs for a different prop. So we had an arborist out, which I believe is what you call a tree guy. And he said it should do fine this year, but you want to take it down immediately next year. So I'm going to need a new style show. This will be the absolute last year by necessity for how our show is usually seen. Josh says not yet, but repairing lights. Josh probably has the most unique show. I need a more comfortable chair. My legs are going to sleep. Josh probably has the most unique show of anybody on any of our normal folks. Definitely any of our Patreon subscribers, Patreon family members. Josh does a walkthrough in his backyard. He's got acreage, and he spends a ton of time. And you can go last December, we had that video come out. So all year long, anybody who sends me a video of their show, I save that. And at the end of the year, I put that into a video. And then our Patreon family members decide who had the best show. This year, we will be splitting that to two different categories: static displays and animated Christmas light shows. The first 2 years we've done it, so Giatano was in here earlier. He was the first winner. I don't think it's fair to judge them because they're different. And that's one question we had, or I actually forget who asked that. But that was one question that was asked of Felicia last year. Is like, you have static shows judged against pixel light shows, judged against AC light shows. Have you ever thought about making those into separate categories? And she said, no, it's about the entire package. What do you bring? So I'm like, yeah, okay. It's a fair answer. But we do Reese, not Josh. I'm sorry, Reese. I apologize. I called you Reese. I apologize. I'm mixing my buddies up. But yeah, we have some unique folks in here. Felicia was kind enough to answer that honestly, and I appreciate that about her. That's one thing that naively, I'll admit to it. I'll even admit to it. Naively, I thought, I'm having a TV personality come on the show. Are they going to be like what everybody says about TV personalities? No, she is so generous with her time and so just nice. She's just a nice person in general, let alone what she does for a living. Nice person. So this will be the last year for our show and the Red Maple as we have it. But you guys are going to get sick of me because I'm going to be doing so many lives. This month has 5 Mondays. July has 5 Mondays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mondays. So that's 5 Mondays of giving away stuff. In addition to the live interviews that we have, David is on a Saturday. I think I have one other secret thing I'm going to do on a Saturday. So we're going to be doing a bunch of lives. So I invite you guys to make sure you enter into every single giveaway we do. And at the end of the month, the end live will be a giant giveaway that will be a $5 entry fee. And that will go off to someone of random. But that'll be a big package. That's another announcement for this year. That's why I had Amazon written down there. I had Amazon written down for a different reason. And I said earlier, we were going to talk about, let's see here. See if he's still in the chat. He was in the chat. Scott, we're talking about Scott. So what we're talking about Scott here is Scott won, I think, third place, if memory serves, in our contest last year for who had the best display. And he said, I want a hat. He wanted this hat. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, hey, I got a hold of Teespring, who was my clothing people. I'm like, hey, we need a hat. And they've always been good about getting there, and no hat. I'm like, what? He goes, hey, Charlie, I appreciate you giving me a hat and stuff. Any chance it's going to get here? Like 5 weeks later, I'm like, it's not there yet. So I got a hold of them. They said, yeah, we'll get right on it. And then I'm like, maybe I should check on that. Like, we're talking March now. I'm like, how is it not sent out? And they finally, after me emailing, said, hey, we're having a supply issue. I'm like, why not just say that back in December? That's all you had to say. So we are switching. We're in the process of switching all of our gear over to Amazon. So if somebody wants it, just boom, type in, Extreme Illumination Expert shirt. Boom, there you can get it. So yeah, Amazon is a $1 trillion company, so surely they don't have any supply issues. So we are gearing away from Teespring simply because I've had that issue before, but nowhere near as bad as Scott had to suffer through. So Scott, if you're still listening, this is what I want you to do. We got this smart sound machine. We have the Aurora Lux light, and we have the smart strip lights, outdoor strip lights from Stellar that's coming through. I'm going to email you as soon as this is over. I'm going to email you links. I'm going to write down a reminder. I'm going to email links to all three products to you. You pick whichever one you want, and we'll get that sent out to you. And it won't take 5 weeks this time. So I cannot send anything out until July 1st because it has to be sent during the month of July, with the exception of my last live. That's just stipulations they asked me to put on, and I'm fine with that. So you pick anything you want, and you get to be the first winner this year because you got screwed. I'll say you got screwed out of your hat last December. So I appreciate Scott sticking with us, and Scott is a fellow Kansan. Bring on the live streams. There's going to be a ton. Giotano says, I started planning. Lights start going in September, and that's what I do. I always do it the second Saturday in September, which is usually September 15th-ish, I always say. And I always remember that because I don't think he's in the chat today, but Haas from Off Kilter Homestead, his wife Hannah, her birthday is usually on her birthday that somehow I always wind up hanging lights. So that's how I always remember her birthday. But yeah, Scott, if you're listening, and if you're not, I'm still going to email you. Yeah, he was underneath his tractor or something. I forget what he was underneath fixing a minute ago. But we're going to give away a lot of stuff, guys. If there's a product out there that you're interested in me being able to give away, I'm fine. I'm fine reaching out to folks and saying, hey, here's who I am. Here's what I do. Would you be interested in sponsoring one episode for one of these products or something? Luckily, I had Nova Stella reach out to me and say, hey, we would love to sponsor you again this year. I'm like, yes, that's awesome. Mostly because it doesn't cost me $1,000 this summer. So that's awesome. I will have some stuff out that I'll give away randomly that I will pay for the shipping on and all that kind of good stuff. Some unique gifts. Everything's going to do with the lights, of course, but it's not all Christmas light related. That is one thing I get asked a lot of, is to review non-Christmas related stuff, which is kind of the catalyst for next Friday's video, or the Friday the 7th video on Amazon Prime Day. Oh, there he is. Sounds good. All right. So, Scott, I'll email you those links. You pick out whatever you want, and we'll get it sent to you. So he says, sounds good. Hopefully Scott's listening to this show and he didn't drop a wrench and right on his head or something. I'm always worried about that because I do the same thing. My favorite podcast, and I only listen to one, so I guess it's my number one, is I like Fly on the Wall. I grew up in the Dana Carvey, David Spade era, so I listen to their podcast. It's nothing but comedians, and they just talk about behind the scenes stuff. So when I'm mowing or if I'm working on something, that's the podcast I listen to. That is one thing, talking about podcasts. That is one thing that David from Learn Christmas Lighting has started this year, is podcasts. I'm podcast ignorant. I know I have the ability on Patreon to take every show I've done and turn that into a podcast. I just don't think I've provided enough value for me. I'm just kind of talking on here to you. So I don't do a podcast. Maybe one day I'll do like a 10-minute podcast or something. I don't know. But I don't do them. But David, if you're interested in pixel lights and stuff, David from Learn Christmas Lighting does do a podcast. He just started that. I'll see here. Anything? Do you guys have any questions or anything? We're 40 minutes into this, and I've gone dead a couple times. I'm not certain how I have, but I have. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being on here and supporting the show. We crossed 1 million views last November, which I'm very excited about. One thing, it's another reason, because one thing I love about us, you and me, is we can just kind of get on here and just have a chit chat. I love that about us. Kind of like just a couple folks just hanging out. One reason I've kind of we're a Christmas light show, so people only look for us during Christmas time. So one thing that I have started is taking up all these reviews of different products because it keeps me busy in the off season. It is hard to come up with weekly content in the off season. In season, it's fine. Like, hey, these folks are having a sale, or this new product came out for your Christmas light show, or something like that. So it's pretty neat. So the first half of the season, I think you're going to see more from that for me next year. We're talking January through. Actually, January is a pretty good Christmas month because that's when the sales are. So February through June, really, I'll probably do just a ton of light videos in general. Doug says, congrats. Thank you, Doug. Boom. Doug he's always faithful. Braden Stewart, we're just talking about you. Doug's always here. I appreciate you, Doug, being here all the time. Braden, we were just talking about you earlier, Braden. Braden, you need to get to me, actually. I need to know what song you want me to do. You and Old Swifty are our two Patreon folks who get to do their own song this year. So good stuff. So Braden, shoot me a text of what song you want me to do and what artist, or a YouTube link to that specific song would be the best, so I can use that precise song. That's another video I'm going to do this month. Is maybe I won't do a video on it. So last time I did it, I've never had a copyright strike by YouTube, but the one time I did one video about how to use a YouTube song, which we all do, all computerized Christmas light shows. We use YouTube songs and convert those into MP3s, or we find just a song that we like that's an MP3 already. But to convert it, and I had a video that went 50,000 views in like 3 weeks. It was boom, everybody was watching it. Then YouTube said, somebody complained about it, and YouTube said, nope, you can't teach people how to convert our videos into MP3s. All right. So I do have that up on the Patreon site still. So maybe I need to figure out a way for that to be public. Anyway, that's something that everybody needs to do. One thing I want to do videos on this year, or this summer, or this year too, is what all it needs to take to do a computerized Christmas light show, which is why our first video of the month will be FM transmitters. Scott says, no accidents. Noise has drowned you out a couple times, but I caught most of it. Nice. So Braden, if you missed it, make sure and Doug, I don't know when you got in here, but make sure you enter the Christmas and July Fairies contest for free stuff. We are sponsored this year. We talked about that. But yeah, we're going to fill a lot of content in the first part of the year, pretty much from now on, with product reviews. I like reviewing products. I especially like reviewing light products that are smart or RGB AI. My favorite light I have right now is probably still my Nova Stella outdoor strip lights, because I can color wash the house with them, and it's just freaking amazing. It's just cool to see. But I have some patio lights that are RGB AI. They're just as neat, but they're patio lights, but they're just as freaking neat. I have 180 feet of them. My outdoor strip lights are only 105 feet, so they're a lot longer and much neater. So anyway, we'll be doing that as well. That's still a big question. A lot of people are interested in light shows. Yeah, light shows in general. What all does it take to do it? So basically, you have your FM transmitter. I can do a quick 3-minute video on that. So yeah, I need to. We'll be doing a lot about that this year. Lights and lights. You can put that video on Discord. See, look at you. I'm not smart enough to know that. You know why? Because I'm old. And I have no problem saying it. I went and my kids saw me the other day. My daughter, Tommy. And Tommy saw me playing Candy Crush. He goes, you know why you play Candy Crush? Because you're old. I'm like, hey, it passes the time when time needs pass. I got no problem with that. So, but the point is, I didn't know you could put video on Discord. So thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that about you. So yeah, we'll be doing videos on that. And I appreciate you guys staying with me today. If nobody has any other questions or everything here in the next few minutes, then we will call it a day. We do have a new Patreon supporter, Haley Reese Creations. So Haley Reese Creations, even though she hasn't had her shout out video come out because that's scheduled as part of the Christmas in July Fairies contest and a product review, or not contest, but Christmas in July extravaganza. But today will be the first time I believe her name will be in the Patreon house screen. Let's see here. So that, I think, guys, is about it for me today. I appreciate you. We're going to have a lot of fun in this year's giveaway. We're giving away a ton of stuff. We have 4 different sponsors. We're going to have some fun. We're going to learn some things. You know what we're going to do most of all? We're going to have a chit chat. And we're going to catch back up. We're going to remain friends and have a good time. So I'm going to play my outro here real quick. Then I'm going to get some links together and email Scott his link so he can pick out what prize he wants. That's about it for me today, guys. I'm Charlie, and I'll see you in the next video. And let's get to going. Boom.